Perfect. All right, thank you guys so much for coming. Take 3 big breaths up with your inhale. You're gonna lift your arms. And exhale. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Sculpt. And exhale. And up. And then this time we're gonna cross our arms in front and take the shoulders in a circle like you're taking off a very large sweatshirt. We're waking up the hips, the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, the wrist, the breath. The breath is getting bigger. Diaphragmatic breath, and the exhale pulls your abdominals in. One more. Inhale. And exhale, and hands to your thighs. We're going to drop a shoulder high, Jan, just waking up, just warming up. And 2, and 3, and we're just rotating the spine. The upper back rotation is really important for posture preservation. You need your upper back rotation every time you walk. Inhale, and if you don't have it, you get a little bit of a roundedness, a kyphosis. So we are waking up that spine before we add some weight. So just dynamic movement, blood flow, synovial fluid, which is the WD-40 of the joints, getting it primed. Exhale. Now this time, roll your spine all the way up, 1 vertebra at a time, and let your toes get a little bit more forward, and we're gonna paint the sky with a rainbow. We're still waking up, this time the side body. And lateral flexion, inhale, lats, triceps waking up. And up. Nice. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then bring those feet back in and grab your Dynaband. So with your Dynaband, place the arms overhead in a Y. Now take an inhale. And as you exhale, pull the band down to your chest. And exhale, good. Now, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. Your pelvis is like a bowl, and you don't want to spill the water forward of the pelvis or backward. So your pelvis is parallel to the floor. And anytime your arms are overhead, it's easier for that low back to get more sway. So you're probably turning on your abs at this level right here. The ribs attach on the 5th rib up there in the xiphoid process. So you're pulling those ribs down just a little. 5, 4, ideally you're feeling an edge of mild discomfort. 3, 2, and 1. Now let the shoulders make some mobility. All right, now we're gonna take our bands about shoulder, the lower shoulder blade, and it's nice to have that band flat so that it doesn't bite into your skin. The palms are up, and we're gonna exhale and press. Now with the press forward, your shoulder blades are still down the back, you're not letting them poke forward. Out, exhale, good. Your wrists are pretty neutral. 7, 8, 9, good. 10, 11, we're trying to feel some edge of mild discomfort, some challenge at the final repetitions to promote growth. 14, and if you'd like a bonus on this one, take 10 little pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go, and let's put the band here for a moment. Pretend like your clothes drying on the back clothesline, and the wind is blowing, and the sleeves are just flapping in the wind. 4, 3, at relieving tension. 2, and 1. Perfect. Let's get the band in front. This is one of my favorites because it's so important for shoulder health. Exhale, open. This is external rotation. Keep your elbows by your side, by your ribs. Your wrists are neutral. Good. 5, exhale. 6, 7, and you're controlling the band's return. 8, and 10. All right, let's do 10 more. If it's getting too hard, just give yourself a little slack. 13, post your deltoid, infraspinatus. Press minor, 5 more. Good, hang in there. These are usually in rehab exercise protocols and we're using it for prehab. Now relax that. You can just take some shoulder rolls to get some mobility. And then let's take the right hand with the band. Your left hand is gonna find the band right around your low back. All right, here we go. Exhale, push. Now we're gonna do 15 of these. So if you need to take more slack, you can. Your jawline is parallel with the floor. Your ears in line with the shoulder from the side view. Your head's not poking forward, in other words. Up. We have 5 more. $15. Terrific. Let's do the other side. Triceps are really important for catching ourselves too. If you fall, that's the muscle that usually catches you when you put your arm out. 3, and it's really good to get out of low chairs. 5, 6, 7, and it firms up the back of the arm. 8, 9, which is a common place for fat storage. 10, 11, good, you're really tall. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Wonderful job. Give yourself some shoulder circles. Now, remember how we held the arms in front of us? This time we're going to do it with palms over hand. The left arm is your anchor. The right arm is going to be bow and arrow. Push, push. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, this arm is going to do the pushing. 1, bow and arrow, shoulder blade is down the back. 3, your wrist is neutral. 4, if you're not sure, look at it. 5, it's not bending backwards or forward wildly. 6, 7, this arm's just still. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Wonderful job. Give that a little breather. Take your band, step on it right in the middle. I like to have the band flat so it's nice on my feet, and then your 2 feet are going to step in the middle so that you have equal tail lengths. Bend your elbows, and it's in hammer curl naturally. Your thumbs are facing the sky and pinkies facing the feet. Your elbows bend. You can go pretty high with the bands and still have tension. 6, good. 7, 8, and remember, if your band's heavier, you can always do 1 arm at a time and alternate the arms. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Wonderful. Now get rid of one side of your band and give yourself more slack on the band. This is going to be a frontal raise. So it's going to be an up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now give yourself a little more slack. Go out. Now the band is to the side but slightly ahead of your body. 3, so you can see your hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then take that other one. Now you're going to step on the band, just the left hand this time. Go forward and see how your hips and shoulders are forward. 2, exhale 3, and you're making sure not to lean back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now give yourself a little step in, go out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That was wonderful. Take a little breather. Put your arms in front. And do you see how I'm kind of wide like a Y with my hands? Check your wrists. They're neutral. They're flat. Pull. 1. And rear delt squeezes towards the midline. Scapula gently squeeze towards the midline. You don't want to create tension. And you're keeping your head in the same place. You're making sure not to poke the head forward in an illusion of more effort. Exhale. 8. Abs and back are gently toned. 9 to keep you stable. 10, 5 more. If it's getting hard, just give yourself another inch of slack. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, give yourself some circles. We're going to enjoy some stretches with the band. So make sure your hands are pretty wide, and they're so wide that you can take the band behind you and you feel mobility, and your shoulder blades glide up and down the back. They glide up and down the back, and up and down. And then find a place that feels like you can hold it. So somewhere like a T or a Y, a field goal post. Yeah. Oh, that looks great. 5, 4, 3, 2, and give your arms some break. We're going to do a different place. So I'm going to grab more band and take it up a little bit. It doesn't really matter. You want 3 different places, and it simulates the 3-way doorway stretch. So you could do this stretch if you walk through a door frame. And exhale down, because the chest or pec muscles, pec major, attaches on 3 different places. So we're ideally getting 3 different places. Good. Yeah, that's great, Gina. Your wrists are straight. Make sure the band's not taking you backwards in your wrist. 5, 4, 3. Good. 2. And I'll just show you from the side view. The chest and shoulders are open. You're never letting it poke you forward. And then take an interlaced finger position. Just if you can't reach, just use your band. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. And then you can just wrap it around your neck for a moment. Right foot over. So we're stretching the lat out now. You can add some movement and rotation, which helps you get different fibers of the lat. The QL is the quadratus lumborum, between the rib and the pelvis, and that gets more stretched when you rotate down. When you rotate up, you can feel a little bit more of the obliques. Intercostals are also expanding between the rib cage, and this stretch helps posture as well. Come up. That side probably feels bigger now and taller and longer, more spacious. Left foot over the right hand down on the thigh. You got it. Up and over. Now, you can make it your own flavor by rotating forward or back. You can send your breath to that rib cage. 5. Good. 4, 7, you might even feel it in your hip. 3, 2. Find a different place that you haven't reached yet. So good. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll take 1 cow face stretch. And you can use the band if you can't reach. And if you want to add on a leg strengthener, sit down in a chair. And hold. If you want to use a single leg strengthener, wrap 1 foot. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep going, even though your instructor just fell. 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale up. Those arms should feel a little looser than when you first took the stretch. Let's take the other side. Elbow, arm, sit. If you want, you can add the leg strengthener. You can add the thigh wrap once or twice. Good, your elbow is straight up and down, your other shoulder's behind you. Feels a little tighter, that dominant arm usually does in the back position, the FBLI lock position. Jawline parallel to the floor. Inhaling. Good, exhaling, good. Take a little clothesline arm sway, and we're gonna grab our weights. 3, 2, 1. Grab your weights, and if you need some water, this is a good chance to grab your water. Grab your weights that you can do back rows and bicep curls with. Anywhere between 3 and 9 pounds, I'd say. All right, we'll start with biceps. Now I'm going to start off with this palm up, but you can also do it this way. Good. Which is the supination. Good. And your knees are long but soft. You're not letting them bend backwards if you're built in hyperextension. Your shoulders are open. You're not poking them forward. Your wrists are straight. Good. Exhale. Now I'm offering 5 more, but let's say you had a really small weight and you need to do more, you can. Or you just want to feel some challenge at the final repetitions. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna let these down for a moment and stretch out the palms behind us. We'll do a couple different ways. So just open up and just get a little relief in the front of the body. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then open up and pull your fingers back. Now, if you're hyperextensive in the elbows, don't let them go wildly backwards. I can't even show it because I'm not built that way, but if you tend to bend the other way, you want to put a little break on. Fingers back, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to grab those same weights, the heavier weights. So I have 9s, for example. You're going to be in a flat back. So I'm definitely not rounded here. I have my heels heavy, and we're going to pull up, and you may be able to do more weight than that. That's fine. And 4, and 5. Your ears in line with your shoulder. Exhale. 6. I'm going to turn so I can see you. 7. Good. Your back is flat. 8. Your gaze is probably down towards the floor so you don't have any wrinkles in your neck. So once you see what I'm doing, get your ear in line with your shoulder so you don't have any tension. Good. And when you've done your 20th one, you can stand back up. Perfect. And we'll take those weights out of the way. And this time, act like you're a Halloween cat. Press your palms together, bend your knees, and round a little bit in your back. So your exhale is pulling your belly in, pressing through. Inhale. Keep the fingers interlaced. Go up and over. Inhale, keep the fingers interlaced. Exhale, go up and over. Gorgeous job, breathing into that rib cage. And back. Beautiful. Let's take the smaller weights. We're going to do some frontal raise. So anywhere from 2 to probably 5 or 6 would be fine. Your palms are now facing your thighs. Your feet are about shoulder width apart. Take an inhale. Now as you exhale, pull up to about 90. Now let's just say you don't have any weights. You can always find a water bottle. That would help. Detergent bottles help. bottles of vinegar. So you can get clever around the house, or if you're traveling with someone else and doing Zoom weight training sessions, you can always find something. Another thing you can do is make it alternate right, left. Now, the ear is in line with the shoulder. The body position doesn't lean back in response to the weights being forward. Good, I have to watch myself, don't I? All right, let's do one more just to keep that stability. Good, now when your arms are low, take a little breather. We're gonna go out like a T. Inhale. Out. And out. And exhale. The hands can still be slightly ahead of your body. It's a little safer place. It's called scapular plane, and letting the arms go behind you. And while we're on that subject, we're just going to make sure that none of us reach behind us in the back seat to grab something out of the back seat that's heavy, like let's just say a purse or a grocery bag. That's a really high potential injury activity. All right, let's do 3 more. And loading up your arms with bags of groceries is another one that's really bad for the neck. So none of us will do that. I just know it. Let's do 1 more. Out. And then take a little circle. Move those shoulders. And then let's just use the same weight for this upright. Now, check yourself. If anything doesn't feel good, just manipulate your wrists till they do, or grab a lighter weight. But basically, your elbows are higher than your wrist. Good. Your ear is still in line with your shoulder. You're using your bicep and your deltoid and not overusing the elbow or the wrist. So if you're not sure, scan when you're doing this. It should feel like shoulder and bicep and not uneasy on your wrist or your elbow. So make the adjustments in the grip if you need to. 4. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, and then take a little breather. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then take those weights. Mine have beveled edges. I like to put those together. Then it seems like they're a little easier to secure. Place the smaller weights behind you, but another thing you can do is just grab 1 weight behind you. When your arms are overhead, it's easy to get lordotic or sway. So pull your abs in, ribs down, to keep from getting sway back. Making sure to exhale up, inhale lower, exhale up. I like how we're not poking the head forward to make this happen. You're not throwing your body forward to make this happen, and you're not getting lordotic. You're keeping your neutral curves of your back. And anytime you get something overhead that's heavy, it's easy to do that. So at home, just notice that when you're putting something away in a high shelf or closet or cupboard, you want to make sure you're not severely inwardly curving your low back. All right, let's take 6 more. Triceps, 5 more. This one has a nickname of shave the back of the head. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to lower those weights. Let's lower them out of the way. We're going to take a couple stretches. One, it looks like this, and then you pull your arm across. Okay, 5, 4, and you can pat yourself on the back if you want. 3, 2, and then do it again. Pat yourself on the back. Hold that rear shoulder, drop your shoulder blade down the back if you can. 4, 3. Now as a bonus, I'm going to take eagle, so wrap the right arm in front of the left. And if this doesn't work out, just do the stretch I showed first. If you want to add some leg strengthening, sit down. If you want to add another leg strengthener, lift the left leg and wrap it around your right foot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stand up and take a moment. Let the blood pressure flow. All the joints we just compressed and we opened them up. Other side. Elbows about shoulder height. Sit down in a chair if you want to add your leg strength. Hips are level. Maybe add on the left foot crossing. Wrap the torso towards the front of the room. 10, 9. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And exhale and let that go. Let's grab those smaller weights again. We're gonna, bye Pam, thank you so much for coming. And you're gonna be in a long back again, probably looking down. Open up and do rear fly. Now this is the back of your shoulder, and this part needs attention because so much of our tasks are forward and the front muscles get overworked and over tight and pull us more forward. And the back muscles really need attention so that we don't get rounded in our upper body and our head doesn't get forward. 5 more. 4 more. So any good weight training program has some of these back muscles involved. 1 more. And up. Now when you're ready, stand up, get your back settled, move a little bit. Good. All right, we are taking our hands here and here. Now lower weights on your exhale. Press up. Remember, anytime you go overhead, it's easy for your low back to get too sway. This overhead can also be done seated in a chair if you prefer to help stabilize, or we're not using a heavy weight. 5, so your standing should be fine, but if you want to sit down, please do. 6, 7, I like how you're keeping your shoulder blades down the back, your arms lift. 8, but not the upper traps. 9, the scapula don't elevate. 10, all right, let's see if we can do 5 more. 11, 12, good. 13, 14, exhale, 15, and relax. Let's take those weights out of the way. And this is a great chance to grab a sip if you need to keep hydrated. And then we're going to stretch our tricep. Pat yourself and go over. We're going to mix up 2 stretches. You can put your right foot in front or behind. You can mix it up. I'm going to put it behind this time because the other time I put it before or ahead of. So just see tricep, hip, TFL, muscles on the hip. 5, 4, 3, feels so good. 2, and 1. All right, let's take the other side. Your elbow is bending overhead, and I'm going to put my left foot behind. If you want to leave yours normal and underneath the hip position, you can, or if you need to put it ahead of. I'm just changing it up from how we did the first time in our lumbar flexion stretch. Breathe into that rib cage. So good for posture. 5, so good for the shoulders. 4, 3, and it can be good for energy maintenance during the day because these are secondary respiratory muscles. So when they're open, it's easier to get full of breath. It's not such a struggle. And exhale to lower down. Good. Just for good measure, let's do a set of calf raises. Now you can add something to hold on to if you'd like, or just let your arms go up and down. Inhale, lift your heels, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift your heels, exhale, lower. So let's talk a little bit about the form. When you do a calf raise, a heel raise, all of your toes, you want to have an equal weight. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. What is a tendency to happen is that the pinky toe takes most of the weight and people invert their foot. And we don't want to do that. It's not a weight-bearing bone, that fifth metatarsal, and it only tells the ankle to get more lax. And we don't want that. The ankle is already 90% of sprains happen that way, inversion. So we want to bias the first, second toe, if anything. There's a tiny bit more weight on the first, second toe, but basically all the toes have equal weight. There's that medial calf, that inner calf that should be feeling alive and awake. 2 more. and up. I like these because you can do them anywhere when you're pumping gas. It's a great place. Now, just to make the leg real safe, the other side that doesn't get much attention sometimes until you take a big hike up a hill or something that involves a lot of stairs. This is shin. It's a toe lifter. I'm lifting up my foot like I'm listening to music and I'm tapping. That muscle right here, tibialis anterior, should be feeling some strength. Sometimes it gets neglected and we want to give it some attention. Now I'm going to lean forward into it and now more of my body weight's on it. We're just going to go to where you feel this kind of warm, fatiguing feeling. So I'm going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shift to the other side. Tap, and then you can lean into it if you want more. Tibialis anterior, this is the muscle that when people shuffle, they need help with this muscle. So if you have anyone in your life who's starting to shuffle or already shuffling, have them do these toe raises, or if you want to prevent it. It's also helpful to prevent shin splints, create equal balance on the gastrocnemius, the back, and the shin, tibialis anterior, the front of the lower leg. I'm going to lean more forward. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Now the stretch. Right foot goes over until your the top of your right toes are next to your left ankle. Bend your left knee and that drives the shin forward. Good. All right, hold that. Now keep that stretch. If you don't feel it for some reason, you can always drag your foot behind you and kind of push forward. Usually you'll feel it one way or the other really strong. I feel it both ways really strong, but you feel how the top of the ankle is getting that stretch too. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then up. That ankle should just feel, if you notice it, it should feel looser than the other. It doesn't feel so stiff. Left foot over, good, Michelle. And then your top of your left foot is next to your right ankle. Bend your right knee. Drive that left shin forward and hold. Okay. Stretching your shin, tibialis anterior. And hold. All right, this is great. Neck is long. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good. All right, grab a sip if you need it. We are going to go down to the floor and grab your weights. We're going to do some chest press. And it's going to be a heavier weight. I am going to grab a sip, but I'm going to have us put our feet on the floor, knees bent. That protects the back. Chest press is a heavier weight. So I'm going to come back to the 9s and lie on the back. Feet down on the floor. All right, your elbows are on the mat. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, go up. Now, your weights will probably touch once the elbows are long and the weights are roughly over your sternum. You're going to inhale and bend the elbows to the floor, and exhale, push, and inhale, and exhale, push, inhale. Now let's just keep doing the exercise and I'll talk about some cues. Your feet are on the floor so that your lower back doesn't get more arched. There's a bad compensation of lifting the ribs off the floor, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep the ribs on the mat. Your exhale is going to pull your belly in. That's your transverse abdominals. Let's see if we can take 10 more. If not, just do your 5 more and be done. Because you want to feel like, you want to feel like you are edge of discomfort. And Jan, you're doing fine. You're doing the fly, which we're going to do in a moment. So that's just fine. If you want to do the elbow touching the floor at 90 and then push up, see the difference? And touch the end of the weights. Yes. Now bend your elbows and go out. But bend them at 90 degrees. There, the forearm is vertical. Then go. That's it. Okay, 2 more. 1 more. Now, let that down. And let's take a full body stretch. Reach through your arms, reach through your legs. Good. And Jan, for the chest press, your elbows are more 90 degrees. Do you see how, let me turn this way so you can see. See how 90 degree they are? They're not back here and they're not open. Now the next one we're getting ready to do is, so there's the 90 degree one. And that's okay. It's all good. The horizontal adduction is what the chest does. You may like a lighter weight for this because your arm is going to be longer. So I'm just going to use the same weight, but you're probably going to want a lighter weight, anywhere from 3 to 10. Now your palms are together. Now we are opening up. To prevent injury in people who are hypermobile, you notice how my wrist doesn't touch the ground. I don't want to let my elbows go backwards. Now I'm basically, it's like a hug a tree motion. I'm hugging this tree in front of me. Your inhale opens you. I'm going to stop where my upper arm hits the floor. My elbows have the same flexion throughout, the same amount of bend throughout. Now make sure you're in the line of your sternum. You're not letting the bar, the hand weights go over your head here. This is just in line with your sternum. Good. Good. If anything, I'd rather you bias towards your belly button and not back here behind your head. Okay, good. You look great. 3, horizontal adduction is the chest. 2, a little bit of anterior deltoid as well. 2, 1 more. Exhale. Now lower those down. Take a full body stretch, overhead arms, and shift through your arms, shift through your legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, good. And then 1. Let your feet on the floor and take your weight. And I'm going to hold on to both sides of one weight. And keep your hands on that weight. Do not let go. Your upper arm is in the air. You bend the elbows and you straighten. This one has a nickname of skull crusher, so I really need you to hold on to your weight. Now look at your, Jan, see if you can put your humerus, your upper arm bone, more vertical. Yeah, more straight. Yep. Now bend the elbows. Good. Now check your wrist. Make sure they're not bending backwards. Good. All right. That looks good. All right, 4 more. Your elbows bend. 3. I like the feet on the floor because it's keeping your low back protected. Good job. Inhale and exhale. Take the weight out of the way for a moment. Good. Just get it out of the way so you can take a full body stretch. Reach through your arms, reach through your legs. And then we're going to turn over onto our belly. So go belly down. And we're stretching this a bit. We're going to let your fingers interlace at the low back. This is a chest opener. See how I'm deliberately opening the shoulders? Now lift up the upper back, lift up the arms off the back. And you could lift up your thighs if you want. Breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now switch your hands. Lift up, itching. Lift up your back, lift up your arms, lift up your legs, and breathe. Now for your neck, you're probably going to want to look down so that you don't have any extra tension in your neck. 5. Good. 4. That looks great. 3. If it's ever too much to hold your hands behind you, just put them beside your hips. And exhale. Good job. Now this time the hands are going to go on the floor and press up and take an upper back extension. So this is a back strengthener. Stay right there. I just want to show the alternative. If you have a roller and you'd like to use it today, you can do this on your roller like this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Lower down. We're going to do that again because the upper back strength is so important to have. That's what so many people lose, and then they look up, they look rounded, and we don't want that. We want to help those upper back muscles. Now, of course, the triceps and lats are getting worked. Your neck position looks amazing. Your shoulder blade down the back. Good. You never want to crank the neck up. You want to have no wrinkles. Lower down. We're going to do it again. Inhale. Lift up. And hold. All right. If you are comfy here, you can take this arm back to the hamstring and then the other back to the hamstring. Now, while you do that, your shoulder blade is down the back on the arm that's still on the roller. You're working that lat, you're working that tricep by keeping the elbow in extension. You're working your thoracic extensors, which are the upper back muscles. You've got some hamstring and glute tone, which is really important for our seated lifestyles these days. Both arms go on the roller. Inhale, open up. And exhale, child pose. Pressure gets back to your heels. Rest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are going to take the famous abdominals with our roller if you would like. Now the abdominals are going to be on the plank. Your elbows can be on the mat. If you like extra cushion under your arm bones, you can put your mat doubled up. Now, just hold is one example. Now, if you don't have a roller, just put your toes and curl them under. But if you want, internally rotate your legs. So point the toes towards each other. That way the roller doesn't roll out your tibia, your bone. It rolls out your tibialis anterior, your muscles. Inchworm in and out. Exhale. Neck is long. Shoulder blades down the back. You want a firm push into the floor so that your scapula, shoulder blades are on the back flat, not collapsing. Wide shoulder blades down the back. 2 more. Inhale. Now rest. You can rest on the mat or you can do a child pose with the pelvis in the air. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now go long. We're going to take a diagonal here. So lengthen. Now you're going to bend your knees. Now if you rotate enough, you roll out your peroneals, your fibularis muscles here on the outside of that lower leg. And roll. And obliques. 4. Good. 3. Your gaze is down between your arms. 2. 1. Now rest for a moment. 5. Remember, anytime you need to, take a drink. I'm going to take mine now. 4. 2. And on the 1, go back out. We're going to do the pike. This is an abdominal exercise. So inhale and exhale. Lift. Shoulder blade stabilizers are getting strong. When you lift up, gently tuck your chin so your neck goes along for the ride with the rest of your back. That way you don't create excess tension in your neck. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more, rest. All right, these abs on the roller are really intense. So if they're too hard and you need a break, you can do that. We're going to do the oblique pike. So the hips are going to go to one corner and then down in plank and then go to the other corner. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, good girl, water break. 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, really good. Yeah, you can do it in knee bend if you want, or try to keep the knee long as the pike. 9, good. 10, and recover. Child pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. And exhale. Let's take the foam roller on the upper back Take your feet on the floor and you're going to put your hands on your upper back and roll back and forth and feel the upper back. We're not rolling the neck and we're not rolling the lowest rib here, just the upper back. Now try an experiment. You can do a little extension with your spine. See how that is. And you can do a little flexion. Roll over to the left shoulder blade a bit though and get that border of that left shoulder blade. Go to the right shoulder blade. And wherever you need it. So extension, flexion, or deviated left, deviate right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then gently come up. And let's do a lat roll. This is going to be good if you've had any shoulder issues and also good for your posture. So take the roller on the back side of that armpit. I'll do right side here. And just use your, see how my legs are down? Use your body to inchworm up and down. Forward a little bit, back a little bit. The lat, the latissimus dorsi or lat, is the biggest back muscle and it twists right here and attaches at the intertubercle groove. It's a little place on the upper arm humerus. So it's a little more accessible here. And I like to also roll back because you can get some of those shoulder trigger points where the lateral border of the shoulder blade is. So the body will let you know when there's a place that is a trigger point, meaning an exquisite point of pain. And if you have that exquisite point of pain where it almost takes your breath away, you can sit on that 30 seconds to maybe 90 seconds. Now, sometimes they can be relieved in less than that. Good, like that one was easy, so I'm just deviating a little bit and found another one that was kind of part of it. And just relaxing on that. Good, and if you need to try another one, roll it out. Triceps are also getting this. All right, let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, you found one, that's great. Inhale, you're breathing. Yep, you might find one. If you don't have one, just keep rolling it out. All right, now when you're ready, let's sit up for a moment. Let's see how that side stretches, one side versus the other. Lift up that arm and take it over. Now breathe, see what it feels like. And that's my dominant arm, which is usually tighter, but let's just see how it is on the side I haven't stretched. And just see what you notice. See how it's a little easier to breathe into the rolled out side, yeah. All right, so even when you sit up, see how it's a little easier and free flowing in here. Let's try that other. That lat and that shoulder are getting great help from this. All right, we're gonna roll on that. I'm gonna take a sip. Roll out that left. Good. So we work the muscles, and now we're doing a little melting of the muscles along with all the stretches. So if you're tend to get bulky, this is a great way to do resistance training because you're encouraging stretching and range of motion and some pliancy in the muscles. You're not just contracting all the front muscles. Now see if you have any spots back here in the lats where the muscle twists or on that back of the shoulder. Breathe into that side. Now let's say you found a little spot that's painful. All right, there's one for me. And it's gonna breathe into it, probably 30 seconds to 90, not always. Like mine's already releasing actually. And that's probably because we did this last week. It's not as rigid. Good, so mine let go. And there's that lateral border of the scapula.
You may have that, or maybe you're more right here in the armpit on the lat. Yes. Good. And breathing. Good. Relaxing the other muscles so we don't get tension in the other. Great. Good. Rolling out what you need. You have a spot that you feel is a trigger point, an exquisite point of pain, one that takes your breath away, or if you were standing, your knees would buckle. And you're welcome to sit on that. I thought I found one. There's a sensitive spot, so I'll take that. More on my lateral border of the scapula. That tres minor, that little helper. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. But part of the lat does cross that lower lateral medial border of the scapula. So finding some different areas. If it's tight, it needs attention. Come out when you're ready. All right, let's see how that goes. Over. Ah, much better. Yeah, isn't that great? Look how close we are. Maybe go over. Oh, so good. Terrific. Let's hit the IT band just because it's such a nemesis. Possibly we'll roll over that little TFL as well, that tensor fascial lateral. This is going to be, I'm going to hit right IT. IT is from the iliac gluteal fascia down to the tibia or the fibular head, but we're not going to roll the knee itself. The IT band can create knee pain laterally and hip pain laterally, and this is a great little trick to, if you've had some discomfort in your hip and your knee, to get it out. Now, as we're doing this, notice how you're in your shoulder blade stabilizers. You're not upper trap dominant or levator scapular dominant. You are shoulder blade down the back. You're not poking your shoulder forward. You are still in these core muscles. And to make this harder, both feet are off the floor. To make it easier, the top foot bears some weight so that you're not so heavy on that IT. Now that TFL is a 3-finger wide muscle where the right front pocket is, or the front pockets are. So you can deviate forward and feel it. Now let's say you had a TFL trigger point or an IT trigger point. You can rest on it. Breathing. Breathing. Trying not to create tension anywhere else. 30 seconds to 90. Good, if you have it. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Good. And then on the 1, you can put your feet ahead. And I generally notice a length difference right away. And if you put your hands here, it's less contracted or tight. The right leg drops a little less rigid here. So let's take the other side, left IT. Remember, high part of the hip. And then on the outer side, and it's going to be, let's leave a couple inches to the knee so that we don't hurt our knee. We just want to help our knee. Some of us might roll forward to get that TFL, tensor fascial lateral. This foot's heavy if you want to take some weight off that left leg. So my left IT is tighter. This leg's just a smidge shorter, and the muscles are tighter here. All right, so I found a little trigger point. Ooh, I found one. Okay, so resting, resting, resting. Telling the body to relax. And 10, 9, 8. Good. Do more spots if you need to. Going towards the knee or towards the hip. If your lateral hip hurts or your lateral knee, this is a great thing to do. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, hi Jan, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Take a breather. Good job. All right. We're going to do a little lie on your back stretch. So just take your hips on the roller and lie on the back and take a relaxation pose. You just let everything that we did assimilate in the body. Take a moment to relax. Let the fascial patterns know that it's good to be open in the chest. Breathe into the rib cage, and it should be a little more pliant and malleable and easy to breathe into. Diaphragmatic breathing. Let go of anything of the past or the future and give yourself the gift of the present moment. Notice how your mind feels, the quality of your breath. And whenever you're ready, let yourself come up to a seated position. Let your eyes soften. And just set an intention that you want to have for the rest of your day. Maybe just to come back to this deliberate breathing, diaphragmatic breathing anytime you need to create an environment of calm in the body. And whenever you're ready, let your eyes open. Come back into the room. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fabulous day. You started it off so well. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.